Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is my Creative Fold video, and normally I do a card, and this is kind of a card bag combination. We are going to use the mini treat bag Finlet, and we are going to learn how to score to make it into a little bag, and then it has a pull-out that holds a gift card. So the gift card holds in the little pocket, and then you can just write your little message there. So let's get started. I've got some tricks to show you with this. Now, I use the Designer Series paper. This is the Season of Cheer. You can make one bag out of a 6x12, and I'm going to show you how to cut that. I'm not going to use Designer Series paper on the video because I think it's distracting with the Designer Series paper to see how you need to cut and score. So I'm just going to use Whisper White cardstock. And again, this measures 6 inches by 12. And I have found the best thing to do is to fold that piece in half. And the reason being is that mini treat bag is just the right size for that 6x6, and there's like no room to breathe, as you'll see here in a second. So there's no like a lot of extra pieces, and I find that if I cut them separately, what happens is I cut too much into my Designer Series paper, and then I need more room. Now it's snap, crackling, and popping a lot because I did use the 2 pieces of Whisper White. When you use the Designer Series paper, you're going to find that it doesn't take as much to cut through because the Designer Series paper is thinner. So again, I've cut out 2 of the big size from that treat Finlet. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my trimmer. The thing I need to do is my Creative Fold is to make the pleat for my bag. Again, I've got 2 pieces of the bigger. I'm just going to put that in together. I want to cut off that scallop. So just going to line that up with my trimmer and cut that piece off. And then I need to measure from this score line. So I need to measure and score at the 3/4. So I'm just bringing that in, lining it up with the 3/4. Hard to go up to the top of your trimmer because of the scallop, so I find that I've got to move it down. You just have to watch that line, that it's straight. So I've got 3/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to move this score line over to the 1.5. Did I do that right? Yeah. Excuse me, I'm going to move that line over to the 3/4. I want it to be 1.5. Almost had a senior moment there. So it's 3/4 of an inch and then another 3/4 of an inch. So there we go. And then I've got that little line right there. So I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see if I can confuse you again. So I'm going to take this score line, line it up with the 3/4 inch. Score, and then move this line over to the 1.5 inch, and the score line that we just did is on the 3/4. So there we have it. So I want to just mountain valley, the same way with this one. And that causes for our pleat. Going to bring in that tear and tape, and I just run that along the side, and then that glues or adheres my bag together. And because we have a pleat in our treat bag, we need to have a bottom for our bag. So I have that cut out for us. Let's go ahead and get that bag put together. I'm just going to set that down. and line it up. And then it will line up right on this side. So what we've got is a gap because of our pleat. So I have taken a piece of mossy metal cardstock, only because that's what I used for the bottom here, so you can see the gap. This measures 3 1/4 by 4. Let me see if I've got this right. Yeah. And that just goes right down in the bottom. And adheres to the bottom like so. Now I'm questioning whether that is the right size that I gave you, the 3/4 by 4. I will have it on my blog, stampingwithlinda.com, the actual bottom size for that bag, because I'm thinking I'm telling you the wrong size. But anyways, that just goes down in the bottom and glues in the bottom so that your bag will stand up. The other trick I want to show you is how I did this with the ornate tag topper. This piece measures 3 1/2 by 5, and I just took that, opened up my punch, and I slid this piece of paper on top of the guide. So just slip it on top of the guide, turned it over, and then I just want to eyeball to make sure that I have that in the center, and punch. And then I'm going to cut off those wings. Got a piece of Whisper white cardstock. This measures 3 1/4 by 4. And that's what I put for the background on paper. So I just want to slide it all the way up. And then I've got the small piece that goes down at the bottom, and that's what I've done. I've brought my scrap pieces that I cut off rather than the actual pieces that I need. So I am going to have the actual measurements again on my blog. This should measure 1 1/2 by 3 1/2, and then it goes right across the bottom. You tape on the 3 sides, and that's what holds your gift card. Sorry about the confusion again. Check out my blog, stampingwithlinda.com, for the correct measurements. The Enjoy and the For You are from the mini treat bag Thinlet pack. So hope you've enjoyed today's creative fold, and you join me again real soon. Bye-bye.